It's gonna be an ice cold summer. Enough of training. Time to hit the streets.
Move, move, move! Dad, hands where I can see them!
Please, brother, take us.
Sir, stand up, turn around. Ice! Everyone stay seated.
Let's go, single file.
Bus 2's loaded. Copy, bring the next group.
Where are they taking us?
Keep moving.
Lord, watch over us.
And terrifying scenes overnight as federal immigration agents carried out a sweep through this Southside neighborhood, pulling families from their homes.
We watched mothers clutching their children, neighbors in shock.
Tonight, federal agents stormed this apartment complex in a pre-dawn raid that residents are calling terrifying. Families were pulled from their homes, many still in pajamas, and loaded into vans headed for detention. I saw children screaming, people hugging the walls, crying. It felt like a war zone.
Plantation, 9 to 5 be the time I was wasting. Man, I feel like I need a vacation, saving up for my resignation. Why I feel like my manager hating, ain't the one for no verbal castration. This government ain't giving reparation. We'll go to crime trying to fight the temptation.
Rejoice in tribulations, demonstrate patience in every situation, picking up the pieces to their heart restoration. People broken hearted and in need of salvation. We in captivity, we done lost our history, disconnected from his laws, now there's no integrity. Here's the book and let them see, because they dying in these streets, walking in darkness and where the carcass is, the eagles be. Walking in darkness and where the carcass around us like vultures, murder on their mind when they approach us. Let your light shine, watch them scatter like roaches. Babylon falling cause we taking back our culture. Heal our land, Abba now, put us back in agriculture. This word burning them up, Romans is a flamethrower. We prophesy destruction, nukes coming, game over. International, continental, ballistic missile. Them bombs dropping like rain, no drizzle. The lake of fire make them sizzle, showing fruits of the spirit. We don't gather figs of thistles. That's the dog. You know, so just like you were saying.
Hey, my name is Amani Bright Laws. I'm a travel business owner. My business is Always Shine Bright Travel, where we help you discover your next bright destination. I want to talk to you really quickly today about becoming a travel business owner. Listen, if your passion is traveling, if your passion is exploring the world, if your passion is wanting to travel and explore the world, then you should become a travel business owner, okay? I have 2 easy ways to get started. Less than 1 minute, okay? The first way, up here, our website, travelagentworkshop.com. And please use my sponsor ID, Always Shine Bright, okay? The second way is a text code. Text the word workshop to the number 281-767-9711. And again, reference my sponsor ID, Always Shine Bright, okay? Listen. The workshop is free. It's a free 3-day workshop, which gives you all the information on how to get started to become a travel business owner, okay? Any questions that you have will get answered within that workshop, okay? So let me meet you on the money-making side of travel, where you can turn your passion into your paycheck.
Y'all know what time it is. It's your boy, Chef D-Nail. Over here at Guess Who's Cooking. Good cooking, good eating, good living. Y'all know how we do it every Sunday about this time, man. We're going to get straight to it. We got the chicken and dumplings, all right? We got the perch fish with the mac and cheese, with the yams, with the 5 cheese toast over here on the Texas side. And, of course, we got the world-famous turkey tips, all right? We also got, on this one, we got the greens with the turkey tails, and we got the spaghetti. You already know what time it is, man. Hit the link. 773-992-4737 is the phone number to place your order every Sunday. All right? And you can hit us up on the Cash App to make payments at Guess Who's Cooking, the number 2. All right? You can hit the www.guesswho'scooking on the World Wide Web. You can catch us on Facebook Marketplace under Guess Who's Cooking, and of course on TikTok, man, at Guess Who's Cooking. Come on down, get your orders.
Give me shame, I give you peace from underneath. Give me mind and being light to reignite. Can you open up the doors to let me in? Can you open up the doors to let me in? You could put the heart inside, don't tap my head. As I sing the love inside from out my mouth. Tell me what you need to find. Tell me now. Tell me what you need to find.
Yeah. Shout out to my higher now, Yahweh. Shout out to Dark Side for this beat. All praises to my higher now, Yahweh, the house of Israel. Put your hands on your heart for your God. We gonna roll with Yahweh. What? He's out higher now. Yeah. We gonna roll with Yahweh, and his name is full of power. Come on. We gonna roll with Yahweh. Yeah. He's out higher now. What? We gonna roll with Yahweh, and his name is full of power. We gonna roll with Yahweh. He's out higher now. We gonna roll with Yahweh, and his name is full of power. We gonna roll with Yahweh. Come on. He's out higher now. Come on. We gonna roll with Yahweh, and his name is full of power. We gonna roll with Yahweh, he's out higher now. There's none greater than the God Yahweh. Every day he show us his power. And these storms, man, they devour. He has bodies, man, every hour. Life is sour, but he brings power. And his son, yes, we do honor. He's our father, a mighty father. And you defilers, why even bother? All you wicked ass men that started these powers, but he's the problem solver. Man, these scriptures hit like a revolver. Shrapnel in your face like a bomber. Daughters of Zion, let's go warn her that the Lord God is about to abhor her. Wait, Hold up, this is the reason why I'm living and the reason why I'm even in existence is to please Hayanawa and to show Hayanawa that we have truly repented. Ain't no reason for a brother to come up the camp at the front like he got still. But if a real little brother by the will of the Yahweh, your camp, he might just bail. Wait, hold up, we gonna roll with Yahweh. He's out high and now. We gonna roll with Yahweh, and his name is full of power. We gonna roll with Yahweh. He's out high and now. We gonna roll with Yahweh, and his name is full of power. Come on, we gonna roll with Yahweh. He's out high and now. We gonna roll with Yahweh, and his name is full of power. Hallelujah. We gonna roll with Yahweh. He's out high and now. We gonna roll with Yahweh, and his name is full of power. Who the hell said Yahweh ain't real? Don't make a cop back or to steal. Make you clap like you was a seal. Or a pig to the slaughter, you squeal. Like the devils in the Bible, it reveal. White women walk past it like ill. To the devils in the crowd and send chills. Hop back in your post and just peel. White people walk up and they cry. Trying to say that the Bible ain't right. But the Bible said the devil gonna fry. And the Bible said the devil is a lie. You should the devil touch the apple of his eye. Coronavirus that you modify. Better scripture that are screaming for the Lord. Angel call upon y'all like a sword. Hold up. This is the reason why I'm living and the reason why I'm even in existence is to please Hayanawa and to show Hayanawa that we have truly repented. There's no reason for our brother just to come up the camp at the front like he got still. Cause if it's real, then the brother by the will of Yahweh, your gap might just build. Wait, hold up. We gonna roll with Yahweh. He's out high and now. We gonna roll with Yahweh, and his name is full of power. Come on. We gonna roll with Yahweh. He's out high and now. We gonna roll with Yahweh, and his name is full of power. We gonna roll with Yahweh. He's out high and now. We gonna roll with Yahweh, and his name is full of power. We gonna roll with Yahweh. He's out high and now. We gonna roll with Yahweh, and his name is full of power.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Micah Allah kill that John. That right there, you know what I'm saying? You get a whole bunch of brews in the room, turn that song on, it is turned up.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, that's HOY NYC right there. You know what I mean? So, first and foremost, let's give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Mashiach, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being the name of his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. I'm your host, Chaasadyah. Teach this lesson called Ice Cold, KKK, Ice KKK-old. All right, and my swordsman for today.
Shalom, families, but our Wapar from HOI Chicago.
Chi-Town, Whoa Now's in the building. You know what I mean? So we gonna get it popping. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get it popping. It is been a wild week. It's been a wild week. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many Edomites gotta get buried. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of Edomite crime going on out there. You know what I mean? I don't know where the father's at. You know, who's raising these people. You know, I don't have the answers, but we're gonna talk about the prophecies that have been going on. And first and foremost, you know, let's start with the Lord's Prayer. Okay. This is the Lord's Prayer in Paleo Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malachbaka, Thaba'a, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Baratazai, Kawa, Aya, Bashamayim, Natananawa, Lacham, Kau, Yawam, Wasalaf Nawa, Kapa Waf Nawa, Kasalaf Nawa, Kapa Waf Yanawa, Wala'a, Dabi Nawa, Banasai 1, Abo, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Watapalaraf, Lai Wulamnyam, Aman. All right, that's the Lord's Prayer. You can find that in Matthew chapter 6, verse 9 through 13. What it says in the ancient Paleo Hebrew. Okay. So, like I said, you know, fair use, fair act, fair use act. Seen that in the beginning. I'm going to play some videos, read some scriptures, prophecy, the things that's going on. ICE is literally like the Klan. Well, you know what? They are the Klan. You know, and we're going to have evidence of that. It's not just, you know, we think it's a possibility, maybe. You know, we're going to bring evidence to light in this lesson right here. It's a Wednesday wake up call. You know what I mean? And you know, when we said that, you know, because of course the January 6th people got exonerated. You know, apparently they went from insurrectionists to heroes in a matter of one president to another. And a lot of speculation was going on saying that these people that got exonerated, the Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, white supremacists, quote unquote, white supremacist groups all got jobs, right? Well, we're going to see the recruiting process and say, well, that's absolutely correct. And the rhetoric and wording, language, phrases used are in right side by side with the Klan, you know, same thing that's been going on in America for centuries. And we can see through this that when they're like punching people and, you know what I mean, you know, Black Hispanics and Native Americans, deporting our people to countries they never even been to, you know what I mean, deporting them all across the world, and with a smile on their face and laughing and joking and things of that nature, is because this is their nature. Okay. And we will talk more about that in this class. So let's start with Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 18. All right. And we'll get to the you know, video about the Klan. You know what I'm saying? Kai, you could bring it out, King.
That's a lot here. I was on mute. But this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 59, and verse number 18. According to their deeds, accordingly, he will repay fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the islands, he will repay recompense.
Kai, you know what I mean?
So
The Most
shall
High
they-
gonna it's like the Most High gonna get these people back. You know what I'm saying? These Gentiles, these other nations, payback's gonna be crazy. Go ahead.
So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
Khan. So when they come in, the Most High gonna lift up a standard. They're gonna get put down. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna go through some examples of how they're getting put down now, of course. But let's go with the first video regarding the how they are part of these white supremacist groups. People have done their research. People that study the white supremacists and so forth and so on have done the research, and we're gonna bring it out tonight. All right. Okay.
Or ICE, the agency that's been at the heart of Donald Trump's deportation plan, well, they've been on a hiring spree. Like, check out this TV ad they've been running.
To $50,000 and generous benefits. Apply now. Join.
But online, The recruitment campaign uses different language that's familiar to far-right extremists, raising the question, who exactly is ICE trying to recruit? Last summer, the agency was given $8 billion to turbocharge recruitment. The hiring campaign included social media outreach, which caught the attention of experts who study the far right.
I would describe it as oddly very familiar as someone who has been looking at the white nationalist and neo-Nazi movement for nearly a decade now. And it's disturbing to see that coming from a government agency.
In August, ICE posted this image on Instagram and X. Note the tagline, "Which way, American man?" It's a meme often used by right-wing influencers and which refers to this book, a 700-page anti-Semitic rant popular with neo-Nazis. Another post, this one from October, has the tagline, "America for Americans," a xenophobic slogan used repeatedly by the Ku Klux Klan. Experts don't think these references are a coincidence because it keeps happening. Hannah Gase has spent years researching right-wing extremism online. She walked us through the coded language she's been seeing in the ICE recruitment posts, like this one that uses imagery from the video game Halo.
So anti-immigrant groups have described immigrants coming into this country, particularly non-white immigrants, routinely as a flood.
Or this one, posted just after the killing of Renee Good in Minneapolis.
What are we looking at?
So this phrase, "we'll have our home again," right here, that is a lyric from a song released in 2020 by a white nationalist group called the Pine Tree Riots, affiliated with a white nationalist organization in the United States called the Manderbund. Some organizations like the Proud Boys kind of took up the song as their own. They started singing it at rallies.
And the Proud Boys, a far-right group that's listed as a terrorist entity in Canada, have taken notice. On the messaging app Telegram, one chapter reposted that ad next to a picture of a literal dog whistle, adding the line, "Message received." It's one of several posts from affiliated accounts encouraging members to apply. ICE says it received more than 220,000 applications in its recruitment drive last year. And some are wondering how many of those applicants were responding to the controversial social media posts.
It's unprecedented for a government account that would normally focus on, pretty bland messaging and policy descriptions to be regurgitating white supremacist propaganda.
Heidi Barrick is the co-founder of the Global Project Against Hate and Extremism.
The most dangerous part about it is that this probably is attracting white supremacists and other racial extremists to perhaps join the ranks of ICE. And that is a very toxic, very dangerous situation if it's happening.
ICE has been rushing its new recruits into service, reportedly cutting training time in half. But Barrick says the danger of recruiting with extremist language goes beyond who might get hired.
It's the normalization that I find the most frightening. I thought we had all, not just in the United States, but generally come to the position that white supremacy is a dangerous ideology, that neo-Nazism or the Nazi regime are dangerous and shouldn't be part of mainstream society, polite society, period. But apparently not. The Trump administration doesn't seem to think that. So when the most powerful government maybe in the world is mainstreaming white supremacy, we should all be very, very concerned.
Social media outreach is only one part of the ICE recruitment strategy. The agency is spending millions, according to the Washington Post, on geotagging technology to target ads at specific demographic groups, like people who attend UFC fights or gun shows. ICE also rolled out TV ads aimed at police officers in sanctuary cities, where illegal immigrants can still receive public services.
In sanctuary cities, you're ordered to stand down while dangerous illegals walk free. Join ICE and help us catch the worst of the worst.
David, who do you think ICE is trying to attract with its recruitment strategy? David LePan is a former spokesperson for the Department of Homeland Security, which is responsible for ICE.
It sends a very clear message about who they're trying to attract. And I said, it's people that want to get involved in getting rid of people that have been determined to, or been called enemies foreigners that are somehow ruining our country.
The Department of Homeland Security did not respond to our request for comment about the extremist content of its social media posts. When questioned by other media, the department has denied making references to white supremacist material. Indeed, its posts have been recirculated by other branches of the Trump administration. The White House says it's just posting, quote, banger memes. Le Pen, though, is not laughing.
I think it's important for people to recognize that what's happening now is unusual, is unprecedented. It's not a matter of political party, right? Again, I worked in administrations of both types under Congresses of various types of, whichever party was had the majority. This is unprecedented. It's not normal. It's not what we have seen in the past.
ICE is slated to get $30 billion by the end of the decade to fund its deportation campaign.
Okay, that's pretty. It's pretty clear. You know what I'm saying? When you got white supremacist far right groups saying, putting a picture of a dog whistle and saying we got the message. That's not like, you really don't have to look into it too much. You know what I mean? It's not like I don't know which way they can go. Going out on the streets and waking up our brothers and sisters and telling them that Esau is diabolical. You know what I mean? He hasn't changed one bit. As far as getting better, he's getting worse in the sense that the things that he was doing, it's in his heart. You know what I'm saying? As far as taking brothers and lynching them and doing all this other things, they still do that. You know what I mean? And if they haven't yet, it's something that they think about, on probably a daily, hourly basis. When Charlie Kirk took one in the neck, the brother in Mississippi got lynched. You know what I'm saying? And and as far as slavery goes, it just got named, you know what I mean, as incarceration, prison, you know what I'm saying, all that. And it's more brothers and sisters that are locked up than were slaves back in like the 1800s. So to think that he changed any bit, he got he was able to have more dog whistles, you know what I mean? He was able to do what he wanted to do. But like, I didn't do that. What, you calling me racist? Are you calling me racist that I'm deporting brown people? You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's not white, and bringing in the Ukrainians and bringing in the white South Africans. I'm not racist, so smart people get bamboozled and easily manipulated in that sense. But Trump is not hiding anything. He said civil rights in America, it was very wrong. I mean, white people were treated very bad during civil rights. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you got the right to vote and the right to live where you wanted, even though of course there's still redlining, more redlining today than it was back then. Trump says, we were treated very wrong, so they're like playing the victim, you know what I mean? It's amazing, like billionaires that are victims. Elon Musk is like the biggest whining baby on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? He's always talking about how terrible he's being treated and everything like that. This dude's almost a trillionaire. So it doesn't matter how much they get, how much power, how much money, it's still woe is me. I have to oppress everybody else. You know what I'm saying? They're taking our jobs when this dude's a trillionaire. So a couple things to unpack in there. It's very obvious what's going on. You know what I mean? If you're a racist and you want to oppress people that look different than you or different nations than you rather, you should join ICE. You get it's like $100,000 job a year, $50,000 in bonuses. You know, you sign up, and a couple months there you are on the streets with a gun and a federal badge. The Donald Trump and the vice president said nothing will ever happen to you. You know what I'm saying? We got your back. This is America. You know what I'm saying? So you really can't, you gotta expect anything at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? You see who's running the show, right? Who has the badge, who has the power, allegedly the power on this earth, right? On this planet. The devil knows he has a short time. So he's gonna, expedite his aggression out on the children of Israel. That's why we got to follow these laws, statutes, commandments, so we can have a hedge of protection around us. It's very important around this time. Sinning, you got to get past that. You got to get past your secret sin. You know what I mean? You don't want ICE knocking down your door, ripping you out your house. You know what I'm saying? Anything like that does occur, you're gonna have angels having your back. You know what I mean? So keep in mind that this is where we're at. When Elon Musk does the Hail Hitler sign, he wasn't just giving his heart to, I give my heart to America, duh. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you're a Nazi. And the Nazis came up like, yo, appreciate you, man. You one of us, you know? So ICE is the KKK. And the president of the United States, which is the highest office on the planet right now, is pushing in that direction. You know what I'm saying? Further in that direction. Okay.
That's right.
So yeah, anybody comes to you say that racism doesn't exist, it's like, man, you're very naive. Okay. So let's go further evidence, right? Let's get Deuteronomy 32 and verse 7. Because in Philadelphia, the federal government took down, we had this memorial for the 8 slaves, the 8 captives, right? The 8 Israelites that George Washington would bring up from Virginia to Philadelphia. Because remember, Philadelphia at one point was the capital. So the president was there, George Washington, and he brought the captives, the Israelites, up there to work for free. You know what I'm saying? So as a memorial, brothers like Michael Cord, a lawyer up here in Philadelphia, because he terms himself the angriest black man in America. You know what I'm saying? They, put forward this proposal to honor those brothers, you know what I'm saying, that had that history out there. You know what I mean? Because the White House was at 6th and Market at one point in time. So Donald Trump didn't like that because it made him feel bad. Oh, it's not right. I don't, America, we shouldn't talk about the past, right? Now, of course, the Holocaust Museum is at like 5th and Market or something like that. I don't think they're touching the Holocaust Museum, right? But our history gets trampled on, you know what I mean? Get over it, you know what I'm saying? Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, all that stuff, all those statements they make, you know what I mean, about us, they took it down. You know what I mean? So it's very important in this day and time, especially in this day and time, to talk to your children, talk to your nieces, talk to your nephews, talk to your cousins. You know what I mean? Educate yourself, know your history, write it down. As you can see, they're taking it out of textbooks. They say we were we immigrated over here, you know what I mean? Or we were low-wage workers, so this is stuff that they've been doing for years, little at a time. But I see they're speeding up. So let's bring that out, King. Deuteronomy 32:7.
God, this right here is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, in verse number 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy fathers, he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee.
But the issue is, if you're somebody's father and you don't know, how you gonna teach your children? Do you know what I'm saying? If you're an elder, how are you, and you don't know anything, how are you going to see? So you have to educate yourself. All right. In these last days, you got to educate yourself. Esau's not going to do it. We don't expect him to do it. But when you start seeing in the first year of this presidency, he's taking, first of all, auditing the Black History Museum in Washington, D.C., taking the Black excellence out of there. You know what I mean? So the things that we did that were positive and that changed the world, and the inventions and all the many things, you know what I mean? The civil rights, everything, it's making me uncomfortable, Donald Trump says. I don't like that, which we don't have to worry about the past. But of course, that's what museums are. Museums not talking about the future. Museums deal in the past. So of course, he attacked our museum, took our Black excellence out, took things that he didn't like, the audit, anything that's to do with slavery. He took that out of the museum down in DC. Now he's in Philadelphia doing it. You know what I mean? So education is important. Let's go to Joel.
That's right.
Chapter 1 and verse 2. That's why, these classes, sit down lessons, because our history is the Bible. What Esau is, I guess he's ashamed of, is that the slavery in America is white history. That's your history. That's what you did. Centuries, the lynching, the castrations, the beatings, the whippings, the buck breaking. That's all part of your history, Esau. Don't try to run away from it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Khan, yeah. Their history is, first of all, is whitewashed. It's warped. You know what I'm saying? Give it 150 years, 200, 300 years. Michael Jordan will be white. LeBron James will be white. Michael Jackson will be white. Anybody that's of any importance will be white. Just like they did what the name they called Jesus, right? Real name Yahushua. They whitewashed him. They whitewashed God. They whitewashed the prophets. You know what I mean? The apostles. So leave it up to them. They're gonna say everybody was white.
Say it again.
They're gonna say everybody was white. You know what I mean? So we have to at least have the oral history down, passed down to our children. And we got the scriptures, of course, before they start burning the Bible, you know what I mean? Or taking the Bible apps out of the Apple store. You know what I mean? They're doing that to TikTok, right now. If you say anything about Epstein in TikTok, you get flagged or something like that at this point, or anything to do with Donald Trump, so I believe. All right, let's bring that out. Joel chapter 1, verse 2.
This right here is the book of Joel, chapter 1, and verse number 2. Hear this, ye old men, and give ear, all ye inhabitants of the land. Have this been in your day, or even in the day of your fathers.
Go ahead.
Tell ye your children of it, and let your children tell their children, and their children another generation.
Okay, you have to pass it down. Okay, you have to pass it down. Now, how do you pass it down? You know what I mean? It gives excellent instructions. Deuteronomy 6 and verse 4. Let's go there. Okay. Deuteronomy 6 verse 4. This is something that is an everyday thing. Wake up, talking about the Most High. Go to sleep, talking about the Most High. Do you know what I mean? So at least, God forbid you forget, or they forget. And you know what I mean? Moses goes up on the mountain, and all of a sudden everybody's making little idols. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is their idol that came out of, that helped us come out of Egypt. You know what I mean? Nah. All right, let's focus in. Go ahead, you can bring that out.
This right here is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, and verse number 4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt love him, thy heart, thy God, Salaki, and thou shalt love him, the Lord thy God, with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might.
With everything you got. Go ahead.
And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thy heart.
Read on.
And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house, when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up.
That's all the time. You know what I'm saying? All the time. Get up, talking about the Most High. You walking outside, talking about the Most High. Lay in the bed, talking about the Most High. You know what I mean? No golden calves. We ain't bowing down to no golden calves. All right. Our God is the God. All right. No idols, no idol worship. Should be coming out of our households. Okay. Because obviously this truth is hitting a nerve.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's hitting a nerve. Okay. So if we weren't making any progress as far as waking up our people, they wouldn't go through all this. You know what I'm saying? But that's an important part of who the Israelites are, because how did we get here? On slave ships to Egypt. You look on the back of the dollar bill, they got a pyramid. You know what I mean? It's the house of bondage. You got more people locked up in America than any other place on the planet. 25% of the world's prisoners are in America.
Message.
The land of the free? Come on. You know what I'm saying? So, we're going to keep our hand to the plow, but just know that they're doing everything in their power to dilute this message. So if you're watching this right now on YouTube, Facebook, or something, share it, hit a like button. You know what I mean? This is the stuff we got to do to push this message, because of course we're being shadow banned. You know what I mean? But we can't be afraid of our own history, okay, or how they will react. They're going to react negatively anyway. You know what I mean? You want to live that Nicki Minaj life where it's like, I love my president and all this other stuff, tap dancing and cooning and all that other stuff, and thinking that they're going to leave you alone. That's not a reality. You know what I'm saying? The coons get it the worst. You know what I'm saying? Because you're highly you're really not respected, because like, man, you can't even fight for your people. You know what I mean? They'll use you. If you're scared, I don't want to say nothing. I don't want to say I'm an Israelite. It's dangerous out here. You're not in trouble. You're already in trouble. You live in America. You know what I'm saying? You black, Hispanic, and Native American living in America. You already in trouble. Can't get you in any more trouble than that. Okay. So at least, put your hand on the plow and, share the video. That's it. You know what I mean? If you do that, that will do wonders. Okay. But, this is what's going on. You got ICE agents from the Klan's going to the ICE. They taking down your history, but the Most High has tricks up his sleeve. The Most High has a curveball for him. You know what I mean? He has a sneaky left hook, because while all this is going on, and we seen what happened, they dragging brothers and sisters out of their car, out of their house, all this, that, and the third, they've been shooting Edomites. Esau has been shooting Esau. We seen that with Renee Good. Got shot in the face a bunch of times. You know what I mean? She just got finished dropping her children off at school. You know what I'm saying? Now they done shot and killed a nurse of all professions, like people that help you get well and everything like that. They said this guy was a great guy. You know what I mean? As far as his job was saying about, he's always willing to help. Everybody remembered his name and stuff like that. He had an impact on people. Well, ICE just iced him. put him on ice. You dig? Let's get Isaiah 10 and verse 1, and we're going to talk about it. You know. Oh, Chaasadyah. I'm at the let's go to the video. My bad. The second video. Got a little ahead of myself. All right. Let's watch the video on what they did in Philadelphia. There we go. Chaasadyah.
New details in the fight to restore exhibits about slavery at Independence National Historical Park. Yesterday, the night
there with the defense.
Well, many people who visited here today said they wanted to see this for themselves after the displays were taken down. Now, handmade signs have been taped up here that say things like "Learn all history" and "History is real." Person after person showed up to the president's house in Old City, Philadelphia on Friday.
It's like breaking my heart.
Not to see what's at the exhibit, rather what's not at the exhibit. Thursday, staff with the National Park Service removed displays from the president's house, just steps from the Liberty Bell. The outdoor exhibit, which opened in 2010, was meant to examine the paradox of slavery and freedom. Presidents Washington and Adams lived at this site along with enslaved people.
Acknowledging that contradiction doesn't undermine the idea of America. It's the thing that makes us stronger.
A spokesperson with the Interior Department, which oversees the Park Service, said it is implementing President Trump's executive order on restoring truth and sanity to American history, which required federal agencies to review some materials to ensure accuracy, honesty, and alignment with shared national values.
You can't erase history. And I think it's foolish to think that you can.
The city of Philadelphia has now filed a lawsuit in federal court seeking to have the exhibit restored. The suit says the Department of the Interior violated the law by removing the displays without the city's permission. CBS News Philadelphia asked Mayor Parker for her response to the removal.
That agreement requires parties to meet and confer if there are to be any changes made to an exhibit.
City Council President Kenyatta Johnson called it totally unacceptable and said removing the exhibits is an effort to whitewash American history. History cannot be erased simply because it is uncomfortable.
To me, it looks like vandalism. They came and they took away stories that were very important.
Now, in a statement, the Interior Department said in part, "We encourage the city of Philadelphia to focus on getting their jobless rates down and ending their reckless cashless bail policy instead of filing frivolous lawsuits in the hopes of demeaning our brave founding fathers." I asked the Department of the Interior where they are currently keeping the displays and whether or not they are being preserved. No one has answered those questions. In Old City, Liz Crawford, CBS News, Philadelphia.
All right, Liz, thank you for that update.
Okay. So as you can see, you know, it's apparently it bothers Esau to look at the things that he's done because he's still doing it. That's what it is. It's not like, oh, it's making my ancestors look bad or this, that, and the third. He's literally doing it now. So when people say, oh, we've come so far, we're in a post-racial America. Are we now? Are we really? Do you know what I'm saying? So up on HOI Philadelphia YouTube page, there's a video called Enslaved in Philly. And in that video, walking by the all the signs and, you know, markers and stuff that they took down. So it is, you know, it's online right now. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to see it, download it, you know what I mean? Show it to your children, you know what I mean? Because this is your history. So when people say it was just the South, you know what I mean? The South was really bad. The North is where everything was so much better. You know what I mean? That's not the case because our ancestors were enslaved in the North as well. And that is, and not only just enslaved, he's enslaved by the president of the United States. All right. But let's continue on. Okay. So let's go to Isaiah 10:1, and we can go further. Oh, okay. You want to play it? Yeah. This is, we play like maybe the first 5 minutes or something like that. And that's where our ancestors were. That's the literally the house our ancestors stayed in, right? The slave quarters is literally feet away from the Liberty Bell. So if you come to Philadelphia and see the Liberty Bell, and you're like, well, I wonder what that's over there. That's where our ancestors were. All right, you play like 5 minutes of this, and we'll go to the next one.
It's Chaasadyah, HOI Philly. Here I am down at 6th Market. This is kind of like my 15 shack. Has some quotes by Maya Angelou, Frederick Douglass. We have sought to bind the chains of slavery on the limbs of the black man without thinking that at last we should find the other end of that hateful chain about our own necks. And that goes into Revelation 13:9. If anyone have an ear, let him hear it. He that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And that's future prophecy. But they found this, right? Not like they were, it was hidden anywhere, but something that America didn't talk about. America always talks about, slavery being in Mississippi and Alabama and, down south, plantation Florida. But here we are in the land of the free, where the Declaration of Independence, right? Bill of Rights, all men are created equal. And of course, they weren't talking about us. We weren't considered human. We were less than human, 3/5 of a man. But we come over here to the wall of the names of George Washington's 9 captive Israelites. It was. And this, so allegedly, the North, which was supposed to be free, right? Austin, Paris, Hercules, Christopher Shields, Richmond, Giles, Ani Judge, Mole, Joe. Washington tried to have her caught and brought back. Hercules ended up running away, freeing themselves. So Ani Judge. Oni's half brother, Austin. All right. And the Most High said these things would happen. The Most High said if we did not follow His law, statutes, commandments, these things would happen. Numbers 23 and verse 19. God is not a man that he shall lie, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. Have he said, and shall he not do it? Or have spoken, and shall he not make it good? The Most High does what he pleases, and he tells us to follow these laws, statutes, commandments, or bad things are going to happen. Right? Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass,
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And here it is. Here it is. One of the major curses, right? And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there shall and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. God, you know what I mean? So, that day, some, jumped in my spirit, like, go down there and film that. You know what I mean? I ain't know they're gonna be taking it down. You know what I mean? I was a couple, I don't know when I did that, maybe a couple years back or whatever. But so it's saved. Check it out. Okay. Go check it out because it ain't there no more. So put it like that. Esau don't want you to watch it. So what do? You watch it. All right. A lot of good information out there too. So what I did, I will, film it so you can pause it and read it yourself. You know what I mean? So, don't let Esau win any type of battle because we got the Most High with us. And for real, they're actually suing them right now. The brothers that put that up are suing the federal government. But we'll get a little plot of land or whatever and just build again. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to win. They're not going to win because we already know how this story ends. Okay, and this whole place is going to be burned with thermonuclear destruction anyway. But if Esau don't want you to read some, make sure you read it. Okay. All right. Now let's see how the Most High put the Uno reverse card. You know what I'm saying? Right back at him like a boomerang. They're gonna throw something. It's gonna hit him right back in the face. Okay. Let's go to Isaiah 10:1. Dudes think it's sweet. You know what I mean? Like they could just get over on this. No. Lord got something for you because the issues of death, that's what he deals in. We talking about it. Most High taking them out of here. All right. Wait, you can bring that out? Isaiah 10:1.
God, this right is the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse number 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decree, and that right grievousness which they have perceived.
Which we prescribe, right? So, that's destruction. Unrighteous decrees. What are you doing? This is a decree of the president, you know what I'm saying, which is binding, you know what I mean, in the country. Okay, he's supposed to be the leader of the free world. His binding decree are unrighteous. So what's going to happen? Most High got something for him. Let's go to Isaiah 32:5.
Okay. This right is the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse number 5. The proud person shall be no more called liberal, nor the church shall it be to the bondful.
All right. So these liberals, right? Allegedly, you know what I mean? Even though they say he's such a good person, he did this, he did that. The Lord took him off the planet. Do you know what I'm saying? So it should really, you got to look at it, especially like Esau, like Edomites. Like, damn, he was probably a Black Lives Matter guy, and I'm out there and protesting, leave our neighbors alone, you know what I'm saying? Leave the Hispanics alone, leave the Somalians alone, or whatever, because he wasn't being picked up and taken and getting deported and all that, right? So it seemed like, he might be a decent guy. Most High ain't worried about none of that, man. Let's just be honest. Because he will take you off this planet. You know, you have hundreds and hundreds of years you got to walk off. You know, when we were walking in the wilderness, you know, back in time of Moses, like, yo, let us through. You know what I'm saying? They're like, nah. The Edomites like, nah, you know, you can't, you got to go around. Can't come through here. It's like, come on, we'll pay for, you know, we won't touch nothing, man. We're just going to walk, you know, if we got water, I'll pay for it, whatever. Like, just trying to just get by to the promised land. They're like, nah, they got to pay for that. They never pay for that. You know? So just because you march a little bit, Black Lives Matter signs in your windows, that don't matter to the Most High. You know, that's what, when that hits, when that really hits Israel, when that really hits, that's when they're going to be like, yo, here, take it. I don't want it. Just like the ancient Egyptians. Here's my 401k. You know, here's my Rolex. Here, you can have it. Here, take my wife. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. The deed to the house, the car title, don't matter. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they're going to know how much trouble they're really in. Give it time. Let's go to Obadiah. Obadiah chapter, obviously, 1, verse 15.
God, it's the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, and verse number 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathens. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall be returned upon thy own head.
Yeah, that boomerang, you know what I'm saying? It's going to come right back to you. That Uno reverse card. You thought you gave me a draw 4. No, you draw 4. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be crazy. You know what I mean? Let's see how the Most High is doing this thing here. You can play the next video. He said, what he said, the white is the new black. Damn. Y'all in trouble.
Is the new black. Oh my goodness. So I'm sure many of you guys are aware of white American. Just want to point out the first one was a white woman, and this individual was a white man, I believe to be an RN. And it seems, as I said in the intros, that white is the new black. So what I will be doing as a service to the people, the American people, I will be doing a world tour. Okay, I will be starting off in Minneapolis and just traveling the states. And what I will be doing is trying to help white people, in this transitional phase of their newfound blackness, just to help them to assimilate a little bit more, because this is how this administration is treating y'all. Damn. Now, I don't mean to make light of the situation, but I think they're losing their minds right now. That's what's happening. All this, white privilege and all that is gone to the wayside. Now you are the new black. Okay, they are now treating you like they treat black men and black women. And I know that you're not very aware of what really goes down. Okay, because I know y'all were very much, some of y'all, not all of you, but some of y'all. I know some of y'all were really sad when Charlie went away. Okay, y'all were jumped right on the bandwagon of, hey, he's the MLK, he's just like MLK and everything. They just getting you for words. And it's like, okay, well, if you want to be like one of them, well, now you are truly one of them. And it's just it goes downhill from there. So within my curriculum, we'll go over how to introduce yourselves, how to, fake names when doing job interviews, because you don't want to use your regular name. Okay, that'll trigger the system. How to engage when going into grocery stores, going into just regular shops. Just understand there's probably gonna be someone who follows you, stuff like that. How to engage with law enforcement. I don't know what's going on right now, but I'm not even gonna go into the story that surrounded this shooting. And the reason why is it doesn't matter. Yes, I know. Just take some time. I know that's probably a bit much for you to hear, but being the new black Yeah, the story doesn't matter, all right? What they will try and do is vilify you, no matter what. I know that's not fair. I know that the facts aren't even out and they're already saying this person was in the wrong.
An individual approached U.S. Border Patrol officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. The officers attempted to disarm this individual, but the armed suspect reacted violently. Fearing for his life and for the lives of his fellow officers around him, an agent fired defensive shots.
Not like this. Not like this.
Yes, that is the new black. That's what we've been going through this entire time. I'm just now you're experiencing it firsthand. So I know you all were thinking, well, we're going to use our white privilege to help you guys. Looks like that card is expired during this administration. Or at least the liberal white privilege. Y'all have been stripped from it. Okay, y'all practically like everyone else now. Before, you guys were like Superman and Superwomen, and like, hey, leave them alone. Now they're going to shoot both of us. I don't know what we're doing here right now.
He's out of line, but he's right.
You saw Kristi Noem talk about, hey, this person was violent. They had a 9mm.
You just made claims that the individual posed a threat to law enforcement.
That is no claim. It is the facts. The facts of this situation. This individual showed up to a law enforcement operation with a weapon and dozens of rounds of ammunition. He wasn't there to peacefully protest.
Not like this.
We had them talk about, or I believe it was on Fox News, talking about, hey, what type of person carries a 9mm?
Don't let the left kid you with this, that this is just a normal protest where people are peacefully protesting. No, it's not. Peaceful protesters don't have 9mm weapons with 2 extra magazines.
I tried to tell you guys that, hey, these people were hypocrites when it came to the Second Amendment, because based off the bump stock, right? Based on the bump stock ban, all these pro-gun advocates, the Colin Noir, the tap dancing Negroes, the rest of them were all like, well, you know what? It's not that big of a deal. I don't really use bump stocks. Pam Bondi was the one, who was listening to Trump when he was like, hey, maybe we should take away the guns and then give them due process. This is the same people y'all voted in, Republicans. Just want to let y'all know. And I know there's probably some lefties out there that voted for him as well. So I don't know what to tell you. The only thing I can be is kind of a mentor in this process. That's the only thing I really have to offer you, because you can see that they're now blaming you for your Second Amendment right of carrying a gun. And any black person knows you do not engage with law enforcement while carrying a piece. No. That's a guaranteed way to go bye-bye. That's a guaranteed way. That is straight to the morgue. You might as well drive yourself, okay? Damn. Now, I know you being white and all, you not having the same experiences, you may be like, well, Lucas, I have a Second Amendment right, okay? I didn't pull the gun out, all right? It was concealed, and I have a right to conceal. I know, boo-boo, I know. We got a lot to learn, okay? we got a lot to learn, all right? That's not how that works as a newfound black person. That's not how that works at all. So as we saw, once they said gun, right? Gun, you got a gun. You're done, Joe. Bye-bye, night-night. Now, resisting while you have a piece on you is the craziest thing you could do. I just want to let you guys know that as a newfound black person, that is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Unless you did not want to exist that day, that is what you do. Hopefully this is a lesson to other white people out there, whether you're liberal, whether you're Republican, and you disagree with what's going on with ICE. I understand. But like I said, right now is not the time. Okay. Right now is not the time to use that white privilege card, because they rejected it. Okay. It's coming back declined. I'm just letting you know. Okay. I'm just letting you know.
Everybody want to be a nigga, but nobody want to be a nigga. How about that question?
I wish you all the best of luck. I'm here for you guys in case you have any questions. Hey, Lucas, what car should I drive? Should I drive this car? What about the tinted windows? That's a no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Even if it's legal in your state, don't do it. Okay. There's a lot of rules lot of, unspoken laws that you guys have to, you just have to consume it, right? You're just going to have to, you have to take an expedited course. As I said before in this video, I don't mean to trivialize this, person's demise, but that's how they're treating you. When it comes to the news, they're going to justify it. We saw what happened with Renee Good. They're going to justify it. They're going to say you were violent. They're going to question as far as why you had a gun in the first place. Only criminals have guns while walking up to police. Yeah. I know. You're all, I can see you're bawling right now. I'm a nigga. I know. It's exactly what Paul Mooney said, right? Everybody wants to be one, but nobody wants to be one. Well, sorry. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. I just want to let it.
Yeah, that's rough. It's rough, but it's reality. It's reality. This is what's happening every week. Another Edomite's getting shot by law enforcement on camera. Because if it wasn't on camera, it would be like, well, this is what we think what happened. There were witnesses. They'll intimidate the witness. You know what I mean? Park a ICE truck in front of their house. You know what I'm saying? Make sure they get that right statement. But in the world of cameras, cell phones, you know what I mean? It was like different, like 4 or 5 different angles. You know what I mean? So main man got pushed, maced, slammed, pistol whipped, and then shot like 10 times in the streets, cold streets of Minnesota, died on that cold pavement. You know what I'm saying? That is judgment. That's judgment. You know what I'm saying? And it's judgment from not Hispanics, Blacks, Native Americans, anybody else but other Edomites. So it's something that Esau is going to have to look forward to, because God is not mocked. Whatever you sow, you're going to reap. But that's not the only way. That's not the only things that's happening right now, okay? Because Esau will get judged outside by law enforcement that and because it was Esau that got taken down. He's a VA nurse. He wasn't just a nurse, he's a VA nurse. He helped the veterans. I think those two, like the head of the border agents was pretty much kicked out of Minnesota and sent back to California. And the two agents that busted guns, they're on administrative leave. And now Trump might take ICE out of Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? See how that worked? But let's get 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. Because even though Esau can get judged in the streets by somebody he don't know, he can also get judged in his house by the closest people around him. You know what I mean? And we in the last days because perilous times are clearly here. Go ahead, can you bring it out?
That's right.
God, this is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse number 1. This knowing also that in the last days perilous times shall come.
Khan, go ahead.
For men shall be lovers of their own self, covetous, boasting, proud, blasphemies, disobedient to parents, unthankful and unholy.
Khan, okay. Khan. So disobedient to parents, that's what we're going to talk about. This 11-year-old problem child. Remember the movie Problem Child, that redheaded monster that they had in the house? That's what we're going to talk about. You know what I mean? Little Dennis the Menace. The parents took away his video game. He came back with the slammer. You know what I'm saying? He had the pat, the pew pew. You know what I'm saying? He brought that fire out. In the middle of the night, he sleep. And then he slept him. You know what I'm saying? Esau is a murder from the beginning. You dig? And he took him all the way out. All right, we're gonna get into the video, but this goes on with the judgment. So, they doing their thing. They doing their thing. They got the clan and all this other stuff. Most High got something for them. You know what I'm saying? They own family members. Okay, let's get that, and then when we come back, we're gonna get Micah 7 verse 6. Let's get the video.
Alicia Richards, so glad you're with us. Tonight, we begin with new information in the case of an 11-year-old Perry County boy, his father.
Police say the boy, Clayton Dietz, shot and killed his father. We have team coverage, and we begin with Sarah Wilson, who is live in Duncannon. Sarah?
Alicia, Dennis, good evening to you. Just hours before this all happened, the boy's mother posted on Facebook wishing her 11-year-old son happy birthday. Court documents show that the family celebrated around midnight, but around 3 a.m., tragedy would hit. Police say what began as a birthday celebration for 11-year-old Clayton Dietz ended hours later with his father, 42-year-old Douglas Dietz, dead, allegedly shot by the boy himself.
This is a very sad situation, and it's a situation that will take quite some time to work its way through the court system.
Clayton was charged with criminal homicide on his 11th birthday, just hours after celebrating with his parents at midnight. According to court documents, the shooting happened around 3 a.m. Tuesday. Clayton's mother, Jillian Dietz, told police that she and her husband Douglas had gone to bed. She woke up to a, quote, bang. That's when she turned on her bedroom lights and found Clayton standing in the closet. She told police that her son said, quote, he's dead. But there is plenty about this case we still do not know. No comment. Perry County District Attorney Clay Maris didn't fill in any of those blanks today. But according to court documents, Clayton's mom says he was upset when he was told to go to bed and had his Nintendo Switch taken away. He admitted to police that he got the key to the gun from his father's drawer. And that is when police say the boy told them that he went inside that safe looking for his Nintendo Switch and instead got the gun, took it out, and allegedly shot his father in the head.
When a juvenile is charged with murder, they automatically begin as charged as an adult.
Which is the case for Clayton right now. But that could change through what's called decertification.
And decertification is a filing where the defense tries to say the individual should be prosecuted in the juvenile justice system for a variety of reasons.
That's up to a judge, and whatever they decide will make a huge difference.
The big difference is that the adult court system, if someone is convicted of first-degree murder, they have a much longer sentence. Because this is a juvenile, the juvenile does not automatically get life without the possibility of parole. That law changed a number of years ago.
And again, that will be up to a judge. The attorney you just heard from is not Clayton's attorney, but he tells me that he has tried other cases like this in the past. He says it is possible more charges could be coming in a case like this. That does include the possibility of first-degree murder. We're live in Duncannon. Sarah Wilson, ABC 27 News.
Sarah, thank you.
Hi, I'm Eric.
Con, I mean, he said he ain't here no more. Like, he's sitting in the closet. She said she heard dripping. She heard a loud bang, heard dripping. She thought that water. Come to find out, it's just everything he thought about is just leaking on the ground. You know what I'm saying? So let's get Micah 7 verse 6. You gonna take away my video game? I'll be back. Yo, you're 11 years old. If you don't take your bed behind in your room and cry in a pillow like everybody else did, you know what I'm saying? Like, Esau is nuts. So that's why, like, you be wondering, you going to the grocery store and Edomite kids just laying on the ground. I want this candy. I want Johnny. It's okay. Come on. You had 4 candies already. I want that 5th one. Give me the 5th candy. Okay, Johnny, I'll give you the 5th candy. They scared of Johnny. You know what I'm saying? You know how many times Johnny, by the time he turned old enough to talk, he probably threatened his parents. This dude 4 or 5 years old talking about, I know where your gun's at, right? You go to sleep. Just go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? That's why they keep giving them these kids the candy and acting up in the store because they scared.
Help me.
Right? we was sitting there looking like, couldn't be me, My folks had the fear of God in my folks, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all right, I can't get the candy, I ain't gonna get it. They scared of the child. Now keep in mind, right? You have what's his name? Serial killer Ted Bundy. When his aunt went to sleep, she woke up. He took all the knives out of the drawers and strategically placed them around her body while she sleep. And she woke up like, what the heck just happened? He just sitting there looking at her like,
Oh, hell no.
you know what I'm saying? You should have locked him away right then and there. Man, they said he when he was going on his way to the electric chair, they said, all right, they got you. He said, you killed 20 people, Ted? He said, add a 0. What are you talking about? We only know the 20 that you killed. He said, I killed 200 people. Because he probably started when he was like 5 or 6 after, or he might have had a body before he did that to his aunt. So, it's a dangerous time to be living in a house with you got Edomite children, because the minute you don't let them have your credit card, keys to the house, let them have a party in your house, you might go to sleep and just not wake up. A case in point, I ain't make it up. You did. This is the Most High judgment. All right, you could bring that out, King.
God. This is the book of Micah, chapter 7, and verse number 6. For the son dishonoreth the father, the daughter riseth up against her mother, the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies are the men of his own house.
So this is, the things that they doing to us, they're like, there's, one day we're going to pay for it. Excuse me, you paying for it now. You're just not paying attention. You know what I mean? And just because you didn't get that wake up call, the Most High giving you, don't mean you won't get it. You just haven't gotten it yet.
That's right.
Yeah, I would be afraid, but the Edomites think, oh, God is a flying spaghetti monster in the sky. You believe in God? There's no God. It's the Big Bang Theory. It was nothing and it exploded and made everything. And then a seahorse became a giraffe and decided it wanted to be a bird, and then said it's going to be an alligator, and then a hippo, a dog, a cat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just started just manifesting into things. You know how stupid you sound right now?
Congratulations. You played yourself.
You played yourself. There is a God, and he is what the white woman and Miss say, and he is a vengeful God. And we've been mocking him for far too long. You know what I mean? He said little Normie was first. Right? Said little Normie was first. You know what I'm saying? She knew you gotta wait your time in line. You know what I mean? Our God is very patient. 1 day is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is 1 day. You're gonna catch it because it's speeding up. Let's talk about the weather. Anybody see any snow as of recently? From down south, Midwest, here on the Northeast, it thing got crazy. You know what I'm saying? There's snow.
That's right.
Let's get Job 37 and verse 6. It was, I don't know, maybe the West Coast, I don't think they got any snow, you know what I mean? But we got a lot, you dig? And most I'm gonna tell you about it, Go ahead, King, you can bring it out.
This right is the book of Job, chapter 37, and verse number 6. For he saith to the snow, be down on the earth, likewise to the small rain, and to the great rain of his strength.
So it wasn't no dusting, you know what I'm saying? We didn't get maybe like 1 to 2 inches of snow. No, this joint was husky. It was snow drifts. It's freezing. the snow didn't melt because it's cold outside. And they said we possibly get more snow this weekend. All right, go ahead. Verse 7.
He sealed it up the hands of every man, that all men may know his works.
You know, so ain't nobody go to work either. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. Now you're gonna have to stay home. You know what I mean? Some people are essential workers. You know what I'm saying? Had to make it to work, but for the most part, shut down the cities, shut down the Northeast, shut down New York, Philly, Jersey, Mississippi had a ice ring down there, and it hit the places that every time I see something down Mississippi or down south or wherever, and I never even heard of the town or city, I look it up and see what the history is. It's like, oh yeah, they didn't want to let go of Jim Crow, and you know what I'm saying, during the Civil War, they were the last place to fall, and there was guerrilla warfare there. And I said, damn, the Most High got the best aim. He got the best aim. He hit up Mississippi, hit up Tennessee. You know what I mean? Some of the most racist places on the planet Earth. And dropped them, you know. The trees were falling, the power lines, people, you know, didn't have electricity or heat, and it's freezing outside. A lot of people died. You know what I mean? For real. Serious business. Let's get matter of fact, let's watch the video and then we'll come back with more scriptures. Because it went down. You dig?
We're coming to you live with a breaking news update on that deadly winter storm that has paralyzed a big part of the country tonight. Let's take a live look at Saranac Lake in upstate New York. This is courtesy of our friends at EarthCam, where the current temperature is 8 degrees, but it feels like 1 degree. About 185 million people still under winter alerts, with wind chills in some areas as low as the -30s. Now let's talk about flights and travel. It was a mess. According to the online tracker FlightAware, there were more flights canceled today than at the height of the COVID pandemic, with more than 12,000 domestic and international flights canceled. More than 30 airports across the country are still closed at this hour. And more than 850,000 customers are without power. And the storm, unfortunately, proved to be deadly. The cold has caused at least 7 deaths. In Caddo Parish, Louisiana, 2 men died of hypothermia, the state health department is telling us. In Austin, Texas, an unidentified person was found dead at an abandoned gas station on Saturday morning. In Kansas, a woman froze to death in the woods in the city of Emporia. And authorities say 3 people have been killed across Tennessee. Now let's bring in meteorologist Michelle Grossman for the very latest on this storm. Michelle, good to see you. I know that you've been busy tracking this all weekend, and we can't state enough that even though the precipitation may be done if people look out their window, the threat here is far from over.
That's right. Yeah, we've been talking about this all weekend long. Hi there, Jessica. We're going to see that Arctic air still in place. So many people without power, hundreds of thousands of people. And that was our biggest concern, right? We were talking about that ice devastated portions of Mississippi, also Tennessee. You saw those trees and power lines coming down just as we expected. And we're going to see power outages for days, if not a week in some spots. And we have that cold air in place. Let's show you where the storm is right now, because we are past the peak finally. That is the good news. We're still seeing snow in some spots. This is what it looks like. Notice the southern tail. We're starting to see that warm air really mixing in. We do still have some icing in parts of the Carolinas, but mainly looking at that heavy rain where you see those brighter colors. That's where we're seeing the heaviest rain falling. Still can see a little purple and pink mixing in. That's the freezing spot. But the storm is now impacting portions of New England. We've been seeing the snow there all day, and that snow is piling up. I mentioned this all weekend long. We have high snowfall rates because of that cold air in place. So we're just seeing seeing that snow coming down, and we're going to see double digits in this spot when it comes to the snowfall. We're looking at Burlington, Syracuse, Albany, Hartford, Boston, Portland, still getting socked in with that snow. And that will be the case as we go throughout the overnight hours into tomorrow. That will be the longest to linger there as we go throughout Monday. 133 million people impacted by snow alerts right now. We're looking at portions of the Carolinas, winter alerts, excuse me, portions of the Carolinas up into the mid-Atlantic, the Northeast, into New England. And guess what? Winter is not stopping. We're looking at that snow lingering over New England. You could see the blue showing up on our futurecast here. That's really showing us where we're anticipating the snow to be falling tomorrow. And there's that swoosh, that whoosh of really cold air over the Great Lakes. We're going to see some lake effect snow, really frigid temperatures, really gusty winds. Remember, those lakes are not completely frozen over yet. So that lake effect snow machine is still churning. Now, as we go throughout Tuesday, we'll see blustering winds with winds up to 35 miles per hour. So temperatures well below normal in so many spots. You factor in the winds, it's going to feel colder than that. And then snow targeting portions of the Great Lakes and also the Northeast on Tuesday. This is what we're looking like in terms of snowfall totals going forward. The highest amounts downwind of the Great Lakes. But again, looking at that snow totaling up in portions of the interior parts of the Northeast and also New England. This will be a huge story as we go throughout the work week here. We're looking at lows tonight dropping well below normal for this time of year. Notice all the way down to the South Chesapeake, we're looking at 24 degrees. And we'll end it here because we're looking at temperatures so cold as we head throughout Monday, below freezing in many spots. Let's take a look in New York City because we're looking at 31 on Monday and only in the 20s Tuesday and Wednesday. Back to you.
Wind chills, Michelle, brutal and dangerous. Thanks so much. More news ahead on NBC News Now and your local NBC.
Yo, I know they said like 7 people died. That's up to 50, and I don't know if it's over with the counting, but 50 people, and it's normally it will be Chaasadyah, 50 people like freezing to death. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a good way to go out. You know what I mean? Let's stay in Job 37. Let's go down to verse 13.
God. This right is the book of Job, chapter 37, and verse number 13. He caused it to come, whether for correction or for his land or for mercy.
So look at it like it is for correction, for the land. If you don't get a lot of snow during the winter, it could dry up in the summertime, springtime, and when, cause forest fires because it could be a drought. Because normally when the snow melts, it gives water to the trees. You know what I'm saying? That's how this thing normally goes. In the past, we weren't getting a lot of snow. You know what I mean? So it could be for the land, could be for mercy. We look at what's that in Maccabees, right? First Maccabees 13 and 22, a Tryphon was going to war and it snowed, so he had to turn back. So it could be for mercy or it could be for correction. And we're in that corrective stage of the last days. So I'm going to aim and say it was for correction. You know what I'm saying? Can you read verse 14?
Verse 14. Hearken to this, O Job. Stand still and consider the wondrous works of God.
You know what I mean? He's telling Job, look, stand still, pay attention, consider wondrous works of the Most High God. Let's go to Psalm chapter 147 and verse 15. It's serious times we're living in. The Most High will dump some snow on you. You know what I mean? Who can stand it? Who can stand freezing temperatures? It was a sister that went to a club in Philly on Saturday. She was highly intoxicated. She got kicked out of the club. Her friends, were doing whatever they were doing, and she was out there, and she ended up freezing to death. This is serious business. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 147, and verse number 14. He hath strengthened, For he maketh peace in thy borders, and filleth thee with the finest of wheat.
Oh,
He
Slakia.
sitteth,
Psalm 1,
verse
147,
15.
14. Yeah.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 147, and verse number 15.
14.
14. He
Yeah.
maketh peace in thy borders.
Oh, my fault. My fault. 15. You were right. You're right. My bad. 15. Slakia.
Verse number 15. He sendeth forth his commandments upon the earth. His words run it very swiftly.
Read on.
He giveth snow like wool. He shattered the hoarfrost like ash.
So, well, the cold front hits the warm front, and once the air coming from the south comes, God's doing this. All right, Esau it's global warming. Now it's global cooling. Let's just call it climate change now. You know what I'm saying? Like, they all over the place. It's the Most High dumping all this snow. Go ahead, read verse 17.
Verse 17. He casteth forth his ice like morsels. Who can stand before his cold?
Who can stand before his cold? Who can stand before his cold? Serious business, But give God the Most High the praise, man. You got heat in your house, that you can warm yourself. It's really not it's really a blessing from Yahweh Shem Yahshua, because you can have enough money to pay the heating bill, or pay your light bill and all this other stuff, have light and power and all that in your house. But if everything gets shut down and everything, there's an outage, what you got? That's why you gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Give him all the glory, all the praise.
That's
Let's
right.
Let's read verse 18.
Psalms 18. Slide. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse number 18. He sendeth out his word and melted them. He caused his winds to blow and the waters flow.
All right, so now let's go to let's talk about sinkholes, because started off like, oh man, got these clan members with badges and presidential authority. You know what I mean? What we gonna do? Most High, when they come in like a flood, Most High gonna lift up a standard. Look what he's doing. He's having them shoot other Edomites and get in trouble by the whole country. Like, hold up, Trump, hold up. We believe in the Second Amendment. He said, oh, you shouldn't go to a protest with a gun. Kyle Rittenhouse did. You know what I mean? Every other Edomite conservative walking with weapons of mass destruction in their hand when they go to protest. So now you can't exercise the Second Amendment. Now you can't film at a protest, because that's the First Amendment. You know what I'm saying? So we might as well just throw the whole Bill of Rights out, right? So a lot of backlash Trump had to face. That's why he had to come back like, well, let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Because his own base was like, yo, you kind of messing up right now. So from there to, the children shooting at him, to the Most High dumping piles of snow and ice on him, he lift up a standard. It's like that.
That's right.
It's quick, fast, in a hurry. He's working, man. All right, so let's talk about the sinkholes. Okay, let's go to Ezekiel chapter 15 and verse 8. Most High you got some sinkholes. You got curveballs, Uno reverse cards, serious business.
This right is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 15, and verse number 8. And I will make the land desolate, because thou hast committed a trespass, saith the Lord God.
So that's prophecy. The land's gonna be desolate. Okay. Let's watch the video and we'll come back to Isaiah 24.
Blow for a West Oak Lane neighborhood, and now neighbors are dealing with a sinkhole after weeks of water main and sewer repairs.
Right now, we have about 80 properties without water. We're working really hard to get that water back on. That's our biggest priority right now, is to get that water back on for those 80 properties.
Sky Fox over the scene around 9 this morning, and just look how big it is. Work in the area started last month until today. It was just a nuisance, and now it is a big problem for that neighborhood and people living on Worcester Street. This is the news at 5. I'm Jason Martinez.
I'm Sheba Russell. Fortunately, no homes appear to have been damaged by that sinkhole, but dozens don't have water. It's still quite a mess out there. Our Greg Payne is live. Did I hear him correctly, Greg? About 80 properties impacted?
Yeah, about 80 properties is what they said. And like you had mentioned, I mean, it is very fortunate that there was no damage to any of the homes in the area. But you can see live right now that crews are continuing to work on this sinkhole. But the major issue is the fact that there are many residents that are without water right now. It's the noise many in West Oak Lane woke up to overnight, a water main break. The end result, this huge sinkhole that now sits at the intersection of Rodney and Worcester Streets.
I'm not even surprised at stuff like this.
Khalid Walter lives nearby and was making sure to document the sinkhole on his phone.
I was on my way to work, and I'm just recording the proof that why I'm late to work.
But getting to work isn't the only headache this sinkhole is causing. Many in the neighborhood are without water.
I feel like I'm in a third world country.
Laverne Taylor is relying on water bottles for everything, including washing the dishes.
Look like they got a big job down there. Don't look like we're going to have water for a while, you know, and it's a shame. We all on fixed income. We old people.
But Taylor says this isn't the first time this has happened. She claims the water has been turned on and off since Thanksgiving, as crews have been working on another water main break nearby. But says over the holiday season, crews left, and barrels and plywood have been put in place to block the roadway.
I think if they never left that problem, nobody should have went on Christmas vacation. You know, home alone. You see what happened. Now you got a big hole in the street.
The Philadelphia Water Department says back in December, the street was excavated for ongoing water main and sewer repairs.
This was actually a water main break that first occurred on December 17th. So we came out here and looked at it, and we had a lot of issues with the sewer. We've been trying to clear debris from it so we can inspect it. And in the course of doing that, we had another break last night.
Crews have been working on this break since 2 a.m., even stopping a leak that was causing water to flow into the streets. But as crews continue to drill and inspect the area, their biggest focus is getting residents their water back on.
Right now, we have about 80 properties without water. We're working really hard to get that water back on. That's our biggest priority right now, is to get that water back on for those 80 properties.
Now, one of the things you heard Laverne Taylor mention is the fact that she's been using those water bottles for everything, and she's been going through them very quickly. So she's wondering if there's any way that anybody from the city would be able to provide some water bottles to her and a lot of the other residents that are relying on water bottles as well. Now, Laverne did also mention to me that she did receive an update that the water is expected to come back on later this evening. But the million-dollar question that she had was, once it gets turned back on, will it be turned back off when they go and do more work the next day? Guys?
Yeah, on and off, and yeah, just a pain for those people. You found some characters, too. They had some good one-liners in that neighborhood as well, as they kind of, a little levity to their situation in that neighborhood. All right, Greg, thank you very much.
Okay, so bring on the sinkholes. All right, let's go to Isaiah 24:17.
This right is the book of Isaiah, chapter 24, and verse number 17. It says, "Here in the pit, in the snare, upon thee, O inhabitants of the earth.
Read on.
And it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit. He that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare. For the windows from on high are open, and the fountains of the earth do shake."
Okay, so you see the pit. You know what I'm saying? You could look at it as spiritually falling down into the pit. This is physically it's a pit. Okay, go ahead.
The earth is uttered is utterly broken down. The earth is clean, dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly.
You know what I'm saying? Earth is utterly broken down. You know what I mean? Collapsing on itself. Go ahead, verse 20.
Verse 20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. It shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgressions thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again.
It's not good. Oh, we put some plywood on there. That thing's done, man. Stick a fork in it. You know, all the transgressions thereof is heavy upon it. You know what I mean? It's collapsed to a pit. Okay, and that's the reality of it. All right. So we like to leave with something healthy to think about. You know what I mean? In these last days. Let me get 3 John 1 and 2. I know the brother has to. Go ahead, King.
The book of 3 John, chapter 1 and verse number 2. Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth.
Above all things, hopefully you be in health and you prosper, even as in your soul. You know what I mean? Even as your soul prosper. Okay, let's play this last video. So it's about the mullein tea. You know what I mean? Good for your lungs. Very important. Breathing is essential. Okay, and you could play that, and we got 2 more scriptures, and we out. Chaasadyah, there's no sound.
Welcome. If you're coughing, a cold, the flu, bronchitis, COPD, asthma, respiratory problems, a sore throat, anything to do with your lungs, this herb is going to do wonders for your health. So when that virus, bacteria, or pathogen makes its way into our respiratory tract, coming in from our nose or our mouth, it can affect our nasal region, our sinus, our throat, our trachea, as well as our lungs. It's a continuous fight. The bottom line is we get more inflammation. Inflammation produces more mucus. That mucus obviously affects our respiration. It doesn't allow us to get that oxygen into the lungs easily. We get this tightness, this congestion. So this particular herb called mullein is something that's going to do wonders for your body, and you are going to see amazing results. Mullein is a supreme, safe, and profound respiratory tonic. It helps open up the lungs. It eases spasms and tightness and coughs, as well as soothes that irritation and dryness. And when those membranes on our upper respiratory region, our sinus and throat, as well as our chest and lungs becomes inflamed, it hurts, particularly when we continue to cough. That coughing just seems to aggravate our condition. Mullein is a demulcent, and it's rich in mucilage and can soothe and protect that irritated or inflamed internal tissue. And when those membranes become raw, hot, irritated, or inflamed, mullein will soothe it, cool it, relax it, and get you to feel well so much quicker. So use a tea bag or 1 teaspoon of mullein and let it steep in 1 cup of water for about 10 minutes, and then drink it down. And do this several times a day, along with excessive water. You need to hydrate. That will help excel the healing process. But you will see within the first cup an amazing change. This works like magic. I really hope that this makes a huge difference so you can start feeling better immediately. Please share this with your friends and family. Leave your comments below because there will be many.
Con. So I'm gonna get 1 Timothy 4 and 8. You know.
Con, I got you up.
Oh, okay. Con. Throughout the king. Yeah, it's got 2 more. 1 Timothy 4 and 8. Con.
This right is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse number 8. And it says, for bodily exercise it profit little, but godliness is profitable unto all things, having promise of the life that is now, and of that which is to come.
Con. So bodily exercise profit for a little while, you know what I mean? But godliness, that keeps going, you know what I mean? From this life into the life thereafter, you know what I'm saying? Into the kingdom. Okay, so then some people read this and be like, oh, so I ain't got to exercise, just profit a little bit. No, you're saying don't exercise. You're saying, profit for a little while, you know what I mean? You're still in this flesh, you know what I mean? It's still good for you, it's still healthy for you. So we got to put the good stuff in our body, work our body out, all that good stuff, because we are going into being kings and rulers on this planet. You know what I'm saying? So let's aim for that rather than, woe is me, and you get all depressed and stuff. You got to move your body around or you're going to feel that way. Okay. It all works hand in hand in conjunction. Let's get Sirach chapter 38 and verse 9. And that's going to be our last scripture. Okay. Be healthy, y'all. All right. Put good stuff in your body, treat your body right, and you'll get the benefits of it. All right. Con, yeah, you can bring it out.
Oh, yeah. This right here is the book of Sirach, chapter 38, and verse number 9. My son, in our sickness, be not negligent.
Negligent. Negligence, Slakia.
Negligence. But pray unto the Lord, he will make thee whole.
Con, you know what I mean? Don't neglect your body. You know what I mean? Pray to the Most High. He'll get you. Like, oh man, I've been feeling the pain in my chest. I'm gonna get it taken care of. Nah, man, to get that joint taken care of. Okay. Don't let things get worse. And pray to the Most High as well. Okay. Go ahead.
Verse 10. Okay, yeah, verse 10. Leave off from sin and order thy hands upright, and cleanse thy heart from all wickedness.
So it all works hand in hand. Getting yourself together, staying away from wickedness. You know what I mean? Make your hands clean, clean your heart, clean your mind from all wickedness. Get away from sin and get your body together. That's the move. That's the move. And enjoy the Most High destroying this land, destroying these people that oppressed our people, and and continue to oppress our people. Watch the Most High bring them down. Okay, the Most High willing. Your man will be as the Most High willing, same time, same place. We still got the lights on and everything like that. Internet. We'll talk about the latest in prophecies. The Most High destroying this place. Kwom Yashala, we got next. Shalom.
This the book of Job, chapter 11 and 14. If iniquity be in thy hand, put it far away, and let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacles.
I caught a demon in my house and cast it out on sight. That's why they hate on Yasharala, cause we shine that bright.
mother nation's in the dark and we the children of light. Yeah, we the salt of the earth and yeah, we breaking the curse. And we rehearse the righteous acts cause we ain't trying to get murdered. And yeah, this truth is gonna heal you, but at first it gon' hurt. That's why you see us in the field putting in laborers work. Feet in the block with that manna that came from heaven with murder. We lit like frankincense. Yeah, we them ancient men. We lit like 7 candlesticks. Confess my faults, no secret sin. They on the outside looking in, peeping in, peeking in. They thinking about sneaking in, but we perceive thoughts. And obey what we've been taught. Okay, my riches stored in heaven. I don't lock it in a vault. Standing on my father's business. Yeah, I walk it how I talk. Against the rulers of the darkness of this world, I done fought and knocked them off. With my sword, about to cut their heads off. They put up Planned Parenthood, but couldn't cut the eggs off. So we scramble up their brains while they drunk off eggnog. Babylon was Big Wolf, now it's just a dead dog. America, the mother of harlots. The saints gon' take the kingdom, that's gon' happen regardless. Yeah, how was Shah coming, garment like red carpet. Brought this truth to their ear, but they still didn't hearken. Caught a demon in my house and cast it out on sight. That's why they hate on Yasharala, cause we shine that bright. The mother nation's in the dark and we the children of light. Yeah, we the salt of the earth and yeah, we breaking the curse. And we rehearse the righteous acts cause we ain't trying to get murdered. And yeah, this truth is gonna heal you, but at first it gon' hurt. That's why you see us in the field putting in laborers work. Feet in the block with that manna that came from heaven with mercy.
No dead of beast, striving for the paradise. Can't turn my father's house into a house of merchandise. Can't be a leader, your heart not circumcised. Wanna be on demon town till I cast them out. When I exercise, the Bible get weaponized. It's my sword and